Hello everybody and welcome to Smash Exams, and in this video we're going to be looking at the IELTS direct question essay for the IELTS Writing Task 2. In this video we'll be doing a few things. We'll be starting off by looking at the types of direct question that could come up in the IELTS Writing Task. We'll then look at the simple structures you should use for the direct questions essay. We'll then look at a way to generate ideas and how to plan your essay. We'll look at how to write a great introduction. I'll be introducing you to the T.E.E.L method to writing body paragraphs, and I'll show you some examples. And then finally, we're going to look at how to conclude your essay. If you get anything out of this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, because we're going to be doing these for every type of IELTS question you could possibly get. Okay, let's get on with the class. So the first thing is to look at the different types of questions that could come up in the IELTS writing task. Now, usually there'll be a statement and then two questions afterwards, and it can be of any different type of theme. For example, we could have a success-based question. Everybody wants to be successful. What makes a successful person? And is wealth the best way to measure success? And it's the same for media. It's always a similar structure. Most people get their information from news. Why is so much news dedicated to bad news, and should the news focus on good things instead? Again, statements and two questions. Companies use a variety of methods to improve profits. What are those methods? Which is the most effective method? Lifestyle. The world is getting more and more obese. What are the reasons for this? Is it a positive or negative development? Or environment. Fossil fuels currently power the world, but they are running out. How can we conserve these resources? And what are some alternatives to fossil fuels? And finally, some parents spoil their children and buy them anything they want. Is this a good way to raise children? What should the consequences be when the child grows up? So as you can see, all the different types of question, they all have a similar formula, which is a statement at the start and then two questions. This is really important on how you structure your essay, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So, as you can see, we're going to look at the environment question. Fossil fuels currently power the world, but they are running out. How can we conserve these resources? What are some alternatives to fossil fuels? Now, the best structure to use for all of the essays is start with an introduction, then write your first body paragraph, then your second body paragraph, then finally your conclusion, which is easy to say, so let's break these down a little bit more. In the introduction, you need to paraphrase the statement at the start of the question and give an outline of what you will talk about. Don't worry, this will be cleared up in the planning stage. You'll know exactly what you need to do. So we know we need to paraphrase the statement, which is, fossil fuels currently power the world, but they are running out. And then give an outline of your questions. In the first body paragraph, we need to answer the first question, which is how can we conserve these resources? And we use the T.E.E.L method to structure the paragraph. Later on in the video, I'll be going through what T.E.E.L stands for, but it's a surefire way to get really good body paragraphs in your IELTS. Body paragraph 2 is very similar. You answer the second question, which would be, what are some alternatives to fossil fuels? And then again, the T.E.E.L method to structure your paragraph. In the conclusion, you link back to the introduction and the question, and you summarize the answer to both of your questions. So you've got your structure. The next thing you need to do is to generate your ideas and plan your answer. So we're going to look at the lifestyle question for this one. It said the world is getting more and more obese. What are the reasons for this? And is it a positive or negative development? And as you can see, we've put introduction for the world is getting more obese. What are the reasons for this? Will be body paragraph 1. Is it a positive or negative development? We will deal with in body paragraph 2. So what do we need to do? Let's plan our ideas and what we need to do. So we know in the introduction we need to paraphrase the statement. So as you can see, I've done it here. The world is getting more and more obese. So we can look, how can we paraphrase the world? So my ideas are globally, worldwide, the planet, and all over the world. It's getting more and more. We can say it's rising, continuing to grow, or gradually getting more. How can we paraphrase obese, fat, unhealthy, bigger, and heavier? So already we're getting, this is again just the plan. We're planning how can we paraphrase this statement from the question. Also, we know in body paragraph 1, we're going to be talking about the reasons for the world getting more obese. So we think, okay, what reasons can you think of? So again, in the planning stage, think of some ideas. So my ideas are, there's an improvement in transport, it's easier to access high-calorie foods, processed food is becoming more ubiquitous, parents are lazy and they're feeding these junk food to the kids, and advertising has a big effect on making people want to eat more heavily processed, fat-laden foods. Again, these are not necessarily going in the essay, but they're here just for ideas. This is the idea stage. Next one, is it a positive or negative development? I think it's a negative development. So here are some reasons why I think it's a negative development. People are dying sooner, people cannot work, it's straining the hospitals, and some people are getting depressed with their bodies. So this is my plan, and I'm going to use this all through my essay, as you'll see in the video. To give you another example, if you've got the family question, some parents spoil their children and buy them anything they want. We know that's going to be the introduction. Is this a good way to raise children? That's going to be body paragraph 1. And what could the consequences be when the child grows up? And that'll be body paragraph 2. So let's see. The introduction would be, some parents spoil their children and buy them anything they want. Okay, quick paraphrase. How can I paraphrase spoil? You can say give in to their demands or let their children make the rules. Children can be paraphrased to kids, offspring, young family members, little boys and girls. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just planning what we are going to write in our introduction. And by them, we could say purchase whatever they like, let them have anything, or spend all their money on them. These are some synonyms and paraphrases we can use in our introduction. We've got them planned out already. Okay, is this a good way to raise children? Probably not, because they'll struggle to make friends, they may become narcissists, they will embarrass parents in public, like asking for things and crying fits, and the parents may lose control. Again, just ideas. Body paragraph 2, what could the consequences be when the child grows up? Well, they might have no resilience, they won't like being told what to do, they'll struggle to maintain relationships, and they may have a shock when he or she has to fend for themselves when they get to 18 years old. Let's look at one more example of how I would plan and generate my ideas. Everybody wants to be successful. What makes a successful person? Is wealth the best way to measure success? So again, paraphrase. Everyone, people all over the world, wants to, desires, aims, strives. Successful, for success, to make it in the world, or to prosper. Again, just getting ideas ready for when we write the introduction. What makes a successful person? We know that's going to be body paragraph 1. So let's have some ideas, maybe happiness in their job, a loving family, a wide circle of friends, and maybe they've traveled a lot. Is wealth the best way to measure success? This will be body paragraph 2. Probably not. People with money can be unhappy, you cannot buy love, money can cause a lot of problems, and you can't get buried with your money. So again, this is just generating ideas. If you spend 5 minutes at the start of your IELTS Writing Task 2 to get your ideas together, it will make the writing the essay so much easier, as I'm going to show you in the rest of the video. So we're going to start with writing an introduction. So the first thing we need to do is to have a look at which question we're going to do, and we'll do the lifestyle one. So the world is getting more and more obese. So look from before, looking at our plan, we have some synonyms already. So we already can start paraphrasing the statement. And as we know, we also need to give an outline of what we will talk about. And we already have that from our plan as well. We know what we're going to talk about in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. So to start off, we need to paraphrase the statement. So we're using here, obesity is continuing to grow and be a problem all over the world. Okay, so the world is getting more and more obese, has become obesity is continuing to grow and be a problem all over the world. That's one option. Another one we could do would be, globally, people are getting fatter and more unhealthy. The obesity rate is continuing to grow. So these are 2 different ways we can paraphrase the statement. We only use one of them, and as you can see, we've used some of the synonyms from our introduction plan. Next thing, we need to give an outline of what we will talk about, and as we can see here, we already know because we've planned well. From all these places, we can say, this essay will discuss how lazy parents and an abundance of processed food are the main cause of this, and we'll explain why this is bad news because people are getting depressed with their bodies and causing a strain on the hospitals. Excuse the spelling mistake here. So, as you can see, we have used body paragraph 1's plan because we know this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about lazy parents here and processed food here. And then we're going to talk about why it's bad, people are depressed, and it's straining the hospitals. So we can use this to make an introduction, which will look like this. So we've paraphrased the statement at the start of the question, and we've given an outline of what we will talk about. So you can see it's color-coded, paraphrase the statement, globally people are getting fatter and more unhealthy, the obesity rate is continuing to grow. This essay will discuss how lazy parents and an abundance of processed food are the main causes of this, and will explain why this is bad news because people are getting depressed with their bodies and causing a strain on the hospitals. That is our introduction done. Let's have a look at another example. We're going to write an introduction for the family in the same way that we did it for the previous question. So we know we need to paraphrase the statement, which is the first line in the question, and we need to give an outline of what we will talk about, which we have here from our plan. So paraphrasing, a few parents let their children make all the household rules and purchase anything the kids want. So you can see how we've paraphrased the statement in the question. Another option would be some parents give in to their offspring's every demand. They buy them everything they want. We then give an outline of what we will talk about, which we use from our plan. From the first body paragraph, this essay will discuss how spoiling kids in this way make it more difficult for them to make friends, and it will explain the consequences of this style of parenting, such as the grown-up child having no resilience and getting a big shock when they have to fend from themselves. So again, we've used resilience, we've used a shock when they have to grow up, and we've used it'll be difficult to make friends. So the introduction will look like this. So as you can see, again, this is how the introduction looks. This is how all introductions should look. A paraphrase of the statement and an outline of what you will talk about, which you will know from your plan. A few parents let their children make all the household rules and purchase anything the kids want. This essay will discuss how spoiling kids in this way makes it much more difficult for them to make friends, and it will explain the consequences of this style of parenting, such as the grown-up child having no resilience and getting a big shock when they have to fend for themselves. We're going to get into the body paragraphs right now, sorry for the interruption. If you are enjoying this video or you are getting value from it, please like and subscribe and hit the notification button because there'll be lots of these videos coming in the next few months about everything IELTS. Let's get back to the body paragraphs. We're now into writing the body paragraphs. I'm going to start with body paragraph 1. And as we know, we need to answer the first question in the IELTS test. And we need to use the T.E.E.L method to structure the paragraph. The T.E.E.L method is the best and easiest way to write body paragraphs in nearly every essay you can think of. And what they stand for is the topic sentence is the T, an example, an explanation, and a link back to either the question or to the essay as a whole or to the next paragraph. This is where your plan and ideas come in handy because we already know what we're going to write about. So let's go with body paragraph 1 and we'll talk about the lifestyle question, which we have already written an introduction for. So now we need to go to the first body paragraph and answer the first question. So it's what are the reasons for this? So we need a topic sentence, an example, an explanation, and a link. Here's how it works. Okay, so we look at our plan and we say, okay, we know what we're going to talk about. We're going to first talk about lazy parents. So my topic sentence is, lazy parents are one of the main reasons for the world becoming more and more obese. We've told the examiner what this paragraph is going to be about by using our topic sentence. Then we give an example. Mothers and fathers find it difficult to cook healthy meals as they take a long time to prepare. So the example is giving an example of lazy parents making people obese. And the example is meals take a long time to prepare. So we need to explain how the example backs up the topic sentence. This means they are frequently giving their kids processed foods or, even worse, fast food from an unhealthy restaurant like McDonald's. And then we also add a link. This means the kids are putting on weight and find it hard to lose again. You can see how it's color-coded. This is how you build a paragraph. You can also then repeat the same thing for the same body paragraph. You could say something like, in addition to this, companies are advertising fattening and unhealthy food to people all the time. An example, chocolate companies often make their candy bar look really advertising and then claim eating it will make you happy. An explanation, this encourages people to link the unhealthy chocolate bar to happiness and will cause people to buy the candy bar when they are sad. It also makes people subconsciously want to eat chocolate and other obesity-causing foods because they see them all the time on TV, the internet, and posters. This makes people more obese. So again, we've linked it in. We can put the two T.E.E.Ls together and we have our first answer to the first question. This is how it looks. And this is 160 words, but you don't need to do 2, okay? Or you can shorten the explanations. So pause the video and you can read through it again. This is an example of at least a level 7 body paragraph because it answers the first question, which is, what are the reasons for obesity? And it's using the topic sentence, example, explanation, link. And you can see it's all color-coded, and this is the easiest way to get a level 7 in the body paragraph. Now, let's have a look at body paragraph 2. Okay, we need to answer the second question and use the T.E.E.L method to structure the paragraph. So again, is this a positive or a negative development? And we can look at our plan, and we know we're going to be looking at these things in the body paragraph. Topic sentence. There are clearly unfavourable developments because it is putting so much extra strain on hospitals. See, we got this from the plan. We can almost put the plan directly into the topic sentence. People are much more likely to suffer from hospitalisation if they are obese. Explain. This means that there are not enough beds and the nurses are overworked. If the hospitals are full of obese people, then it will be hard to get medical attention if you have an accident. Link. This means that people may die more frequently, even indirectly, because of a growing obesity problem. So we've linked it back to being negative, that people are more obese. Again, if you have more time, you can add another topic sentence. We could have something like, secondly, obese people are suffering depression because of their obesity. And this is the importance of a plan. We have everything here. People are depressed with their body. When people get too large, they feel ashamed of their body and may not go outside. This causes them to be anxious and self-conscious of their body, so they don't get to see friends or even exercise, so they get even bigger and it becomes a cycle of depression. Then again, link it back to the topic sentence. This makes them even more depressed, so it is clearly a negative development. And we put all that together and we can see the T.E.E.L method in action again. And this is 150 words, which again is probably too long, so it's better to write too much than too little. So here it is, pause it and have a look. Again, you can see the topic sentences in red, the examples in green, the explanation in blue, and the links in black. We're about to go and look at conclusions, but again, if you've made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe and you will get all of the Smash Exam IELTS videos direct to you as soon as we publish them. Also check out this video up here because it shows you a playlist of all the ways to write Writing Task 1. You've written an introduction and your body paragraphs with the help of a plan. Now you need to write the conclusion, which ties it all up nicely in a little bow. So in the conclusion, we know we need to link to the introduction and the question and summarize both of the answers that you've given in the 2 body paragraphs. So let's use the lifestyle one because that's the ones we wrote the body paragraph for. So we need to look at our introduction. We need to say, to conclude, there is no denying that the world is continuing to become more and more obese. We link it to the introduction. As you can see, it says globally people are getting fatter. And now we're saying that globally there's no denying that the world is continuing to be obese. So we've linked to the introduction and the question. And then we look at our body paragraphs and we can see lazy parents and advertising are the main reasons for this continuation. It is a negative development that hospitals are under strain and people are getting depressed. I got these from the topic sentences that we had and I've just shortened them and summarised it. Add that to the end and you have your entire IELTS essay. In the last 5 minutes, you need to check through your work, look for any mistakes, and then you've finished. Congratulations in getting an IELTS level 7. Thank you for watching and listening all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the lesson, please check out these 2 videos on your screen now, and they will also help to get the IELTS level 7 that you need. Please like and subscribe to Smash Exams if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you very soon. Smash those exams.